You want to know something very interesting? I'm almost yet to see one teenager know what they want to do with their life. I'm almost yet to see one teenager, like, know what they want to do with their future. And I know what it's like to be in your position. It almost stresses you out. It's almost like the deadline is coming up. What am I going to do? Like, I don't know what there's this option. Whoa, it's like overwhelming at this point. And I'm going to make this video super actionable. Literally, I'm gonna make you able to literally, like, write down things to do after this video. That's how actionable I'm talking. And don't cope about it. Just don't say, like, oh, I'll do it later. Like, like, don't cope about it, all right? I'm gonna give you genuinely things you can do right after this video. And I know the pain you're struggling through. This might be the most important video of your life. You're gonna need something to write on and something to write with. So that can be, obviously, like, this is after the video, right? Don't just get it now. Like, I mean, you can, but, like, but get it. This is something you need to do after this video is get a journal, like this one. Like, I've wrote my notes on here for the video, but something like this where you can write something, like a paper or whatever, and a pen or a pencil or something to write with, and really think about your desires. Think about, really just sit down and think about it. Like, honestly, the reason you don't know what you want to do is likely because you just haven't sat down and thought about it. Honestly, like, if you sit down and just think about your desires, think about what your desires are, think about what you want to do, and journal about whether that desire came from yourself, whether that desire is genuinely authentic, or whether that desire has just been put on you, you've been influenced to think that way. You might even come to the conclusion that you saw someone else doing it and it kind of looks cool. That's not a true authentic desire. That's living falsely. That's not what you want to do. And so, most of what you think is simply influence. Most of what you think you want to do is simply been influenced onto you. And when you do this journaling practice, you're peeling off layers of desire. You're thinking, where did this desire stem from? And you're peeling off layers. You're thinking, okay, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. You're peeling off, like, layers of desires. And at the end, you're not going to figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life. That's just not going to happen. You're not going to figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life at this age. I don't know what I want to do. Like, that's just not how it works, right? You only figure out what you want to do for the rest. Things fucking change all the time. You're not going to find your core purpose right now. But you're going to find what your authentic desire is. And now, okay, there's a big difference between masculine and feminine especially in this example. And so, the masculine has a journey and the feminine has a journey. Okay, I want to also give a disclaimer here. Masculine does not mean man and feminine does not mean woman. Masculine does not mean you have to be a man or a boy. It does not mean you have to be a male. And feminine does not mean you have to be a female. It does not mean you have to be a girl. It does not mean you have to be a woman. You don't have to be a female to be feminine. I was feminine for most of my life. I'm a male. I'm a man. And you can fucking say, oh, but you're only a boy, like, you're 30. Okay, shut up, fuck up. But for most of my life, I was, like, pretty feminine. And just this past year, I've been masculine because it's my true, it's the true, like, it's like I'm going downstream. You know, the reason it was so easy to become masculine is because it's the true desire of my life. If I tried to become feminine now, I could not, bro. I could not. And even if I wanted to, well, I wouldn't want to, so it doesn't even matter. But the masculine has a journey, and that journey is for his purpose, for his mission. It's for freedom from his purpose. And the feminine's journey is for love. It's for fulfillment. It doesn't have an end. It doesn't have like a point. It doesn't have like a defined. There's no defined purpose of the feminine. It's just like I'll tell you this. The masculine has a direction, but the feminine lives life flowing, lives life in flow, lives life in, lives life in emotion, lives life in sort of ambiguity. And you can call me like a misogynist or some shit, like, oh, that's only a stereotype or something, but like, bro, again, like I said, feminine does not have to mean female. Now, most likely, if you're a female, most likely if you're a girl watching this, most likely you're deep down authentically feminine. Most likely, you're deep down authentically. Now, you might think you want to be masculine, have like this purpose, work hard and stuff, but deep down, most likely you are feminine, and that's like what we want to figure out with this. And so that isn't a bad thing. Living life in flow, living life like just kind of in emotion, living life in ambiguity, that's not a bad thing. That's just femininity. That's just being feminine. And that's like naturally what women usually are. That's just natural. Like, there are some naturally masculine women, but think like at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, when there were more workers were needed, we started to allow women to work, and like barely anything changed, because most of the women didn't want to work, because most of the women were feminine back then. But now we've been conditioned, and the women have been conditioned and now believe that it's super important. And you can call me a fucking misogynist, like, I don't care, honestly. You can call me a misogynist, but the truth is, you know I'm right. So you can fucking cry all you want. But being feminine is not a bad thing. It's just being feminine. And if you're a girl, this might have been conditioned out of you. You might think it's necessary to be masculine, but truly, it is worth it to live life authentically. It is worth it to go through the trials and tribulations of trying to live life authentically, true to your soul. And that's something you have to figure out. Again, like I said, journal of, has the world pushed this onto you, or is this what your true authentic desire is? If your true authentic desire is to work, if it is to be masculine, if you get inspired by criticism, then you're deep down probably masculine. If you get inspired by praise, if you just want to live life flowingly, and again, that isn't bad, right? If you want to live life flowingly, you just want to be like this ocean. You just want to be like with emotional waves, just kind of living life for love. That's femininity. You're most likely deep down pretty feminine. And again, that isn't a bad thing, all right? It's just how masculine and feminine work together. It's just how it works. It's just how the synergy works. It's just how the two puzzle pieces come together. And the only relationships that work are ones that are polarized. The ones where there's one masculine and one feminine person. The reason why most relationships end up with shit today is because it gets depolarized. They both become neutral. There's no masculine or feminine. It's just, they're both just kind of in the middle. And you can lie to yourself, but you already know I'm right. You already know I'm right, and you can give all the excuses you want, but the feminine is directed by the masculine, and the feminine flows while the masculine directs. Okay? And you can lie to yourself all you want. You can complain. You can give excuses, but you know I'm right. You know that's how it naturally works, and you know that you're coping, but you're gonna keep reacting with feminine emotions and ignorance. Because stress plus femininity equals ignorance. And you're only ignorant. You're only stressed because you're working so much. See where I'm getting there? As a feminine, as someone who's feminine, you don't have really like a personal direction. You don't have, like, this is my notes, so I'll look over here sometimes. Like, you're conditioned to believe, like, you know, gotta go to college, you gotta do well in school, and all this shit, like, all this bullshit. But you really just journal about what you really want to do as a girl. You'll likely decide what I just said, and don't betray it. Don't betray your natural feminine tendencies. Don't betray what your true soul wants you to do. Don't betray your true energy, because then you're living inauthentically. It may seem unrealistic, but would you rather live life for love? Would you rather go through the trials and tribulations of trying to find that man that can direct you, trying to find the man that can provide that direction, trying to live life traditionally like it's pretty hard to do in this world? Or would you rather be a slave and a worker and still have to work hard for both of them? You still have to work hard to, you know, live authentically. You still have to work hard to be feminine, to you know, it's not like you're being lazy. When you're feminine, that doesn't mean you're being lazy. It just means you're you're not masculine. And you go through struggling in both of them. But the end product is either you're happy or you're not. And you can choose which one you want to choose. As someone who's masculine, you must find your purpose. You must find your mission. And if you're a man, if you're like a kind of guy like me, like a teenager, or any male, you're likely much more masculine than you've been conditioned to be. You're likely much more masculine than you're conditioned to be. Deep down. Do you get inspired by criticism? Like, fat shaming is a fucking, well, for men, fat shaming is a good thing. Calling a man, like a masculine, deep down a masculine man, fat will get him up into the gym. But calling a woman fat, it won't. That'll just make her more depressed, right? It's just, think about that. That just shows you something, right? That shows you proof. If you're a masculine, you're much more like, you probably have been conditioned to be much more feminine. Like, if you're a male, you've probably been much more, like, fuck, I can't talk. You've been conditioned much more than you realize. You've had to ask to go to the toilet, to raise your hand, to say, oh, can I go to the bathroom? And you've been told to cross your legs, raise your hand, to, you know, do whatever the fuck. And if you're doing push-ups in the hallway, shouting, and you're like play fighting with your friends or something, you've been told to stop. You've been told to be feminine. You're probably much more masculine than you've been conditioned to be. And if you're honest, you probably would like to, like, dominate. You probably would like to, like, you probably would like criticism. You must find your true energy. That's all I can say. You must find your true energy. And it doesn't have to correlate to your sex. It doesn't have to correlate to what gender or whatever you are. But it's very likely to. So just keep that in mind. You're as a girl, you're very likely to be deep down authentically feminine. As a man, you're very likely to be deep down masculine. So just keep that in mind. You might not be, but honestly, most likely you will. And so just keep that in mind. But for the masculine man out there, to find your purpose, read The Way of the Superior Man. It explains masculine energy and how to use it in the best way ever, and how to, like, direct a woman in that with that masculine energy. Go read The Way of the Superior Man. If you're feminine, just stop worrying about your future. It's just gonna stress you out more. Just stop worrying about your future. Stop worrying about school. Just be true to your nature. Live the way, like, it would really just be so nice to me if you're a girl watching this and you just feel like a weight drop off of you. You feel so much better and so much lighter now that you don't have to worry. You don't have to be masculine. You can live your life how you want to live it. I really hope that that's how you go. I really wish that's that path for you. And as a masculine man, you go read The Way of the Superior Man. But for all of you, only pursue school if it's your authentic desire. Only, like, even for masculine men, school is retarded because it's just conditioned you to be a worker, not a thinker. But obviously, education for both of you, it's important. For education of course it's important. Education's good, like, as a woman or a girl. Obviously, you need to be educated, knowledgeable, interesting. You need to be interesting or else you're just dumb. Like, you know. But the school system doesn't educate you. It simply conditions you and brainwashes you to be a worker. It just brainwashes you to know how to, like, just listen blindly to everything and just be a worker for a company, which neither of you should want. As a masculine man, you want to be the director, you want to be the dominator, and so you want to be in business, you want to be the man who... Sure, you want to be the man who works hard, who makes the money, who works all day, but not the man who works all day something he hates. Following your passion, but still being in this masculine. So, like, entrepreneurship is a very great thing for this. And honestly, school is good if you want to be, like, a doctor or a lawyer authentically, right? Obviously, not what your parents say. Oh, you doctor, like, but you truly want to do. If you truly want to be, that's just some leaves or shit. If what you truly want to do is to be, like, is to be a doctor or a lawyer, then go ahead, study in school, go work hard, go to medical fucking college and shit. But if you don't, which I've made videos on this before, but if you don't want to pursue school, this is for everyone, right? If you don't want to pursue school authentically, don't. It's a scam for most people, and even if you're masculine, there's many better ways to make money. And if you're masculine, go watch Hamza. Go read The Way of the Superior Man. He's just changed my life, honestly. It changed my life. Go watch. Hamza is a fucking... I love him, bro. No, I've met him in real life, so, like, I know him, bro. Like, I know him. He's my homie. but truly, no, I actually have. But Hamza is very good for masculine men, so go watch him. And honestly, go join his paid program. Like, honestly, it's not even my, like, I don't even get anything out of it, but it's like, it's so worth it. It's so freaking worth it that I just have to pitch it to you. It's not even mine, so I, like, I'm not, like, fucking, he's not paying me. Like, I'm just genuinely being honest. Like, it's so great. And so, if you're feminine, go watch the video in the description and go take some action, both of you. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.